California man charged in shooting of U.S. diplomat in Mexico. A California man was charged on Tuesday with the attempted murder of a U.S. official in Mexico. The shooting reportedly took place last week in broad daylight. U.S. Vice Consul Christopher Ashcraft had reportedly just left a Guadalajara gym and was paying for his parking spot when he sensed a person nearby. That person was later identified as 31-year-old Zia Zafar, who continued to follow Ashcraft to the garage. Ashcraft deliberately walked to a populated area in order to lose Zafar. However, when Ashcraft arrived in his vehicle at the garage exit ramp, Zafar was there waiting for him and opened fire. Ashcraft was shot in the chest. He is currently in hospital. After being arrested and extradited from Mexico, Zafar made an appearance in federal court in Alexandria, Virginia on Tuesday, but court papers did not state a motive for the shooting. Here are more stories about attacks on U.S. diplomats. 2 women opened fire at the U.S. consulate in Turkey. 2 female suspects opened fire at the U.S. consulate in northern Istanbul on Monday, just one day after the U.S. deployed F-16 fighter jets to a Turkish airbase to support the fight against ISIS. The U.S. consulate in Istanbul has become the latest target in a string of attacks throughout the country. 2 women armed with guns made their way to the consulate on Monday, with a witness telling Reuters one of the women fired 4 or 5 rounds in the direction of security guards and consulate officers. One of the attackers tried to flee to a nearby residential building, but police officers gave chase and shot at her several times, eventually injuring and capturing her. The woman is reportedly a member of the Revolutionary People's Liberation Army Front, a far-left Marxist-Leninist party. Police are still searching for her accomplice. Some in Turkey have taken to social media to highlight the series of attacks Turkey has faced in recent weeks. Turkey has been on high alert against attacks from both Islamic State fighters and Kurdish rebels, after the country recently launched airstrikes against both groups.
Islamic State claims car bomb attack on U.S. consulate in Iraq. A car bomb exploded near the entrance of the U.S. consulate in Erbil, Iraq on Friday, killing at least 3 people. Islamic State launched a car bomb attack near the U.S. consulate in Erbil, Iraq on Friday. The attack began after a small improvised bomb exploded in the area. A car packed with explosives then moved towards the consulate. Consulate security opened fire at the car, which exploded before reaching the consulate. Witnesses said a gun battle between the attackers and police ensued after the blast. At least 3 people were killed in the attack. The U.S. State Department said no U.S. personnel were hurt in the blast.
Twin attacks on U.S. consulate police station rock Turkish capital. At least 8 people were killed and dozens more injured during a wave of attacks across Turkey on Monday that included shots being fired at the US consulate in Istanbul and a car bomb attack on a police station. The US consulate in Istanbul came under attack Monday when 2 women reportedly opened fire at the building before being engaged by police. One of the attackers, who was later shot and arrested, turned out to be a member of the anti-US organization known as the Revolutionary People's Liberation Army Front. In an earlier attack on the other side of the city, a car bomb was detonated outside a police station during an attack that left 1 police officer dead and 10 people wounded. The attacks came as 6 US F-16 fighters arrived in Incirlik Air Base in southern Turkey to join the air campaign against Islamic State targets in Syria and Iraq. In another incident, 4 police officers were killed by a roadside bomb in the southeastern town of Silopi.